Hello friend, this is Paper Kitty. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be putting together this shadow box, and it's for a collab that I will be linking below. And so this I'm mildly calling this a tutorial because I have actually not done a shadow box before. So it's just showing you what I've done, so that if you want to try to make something like this, maybe it's easy for you to watch it and follow. But I was first going to use this little truck here, but as you can tell, it fit perfectly, except that when you went to close it, the top would not close all the way. So I guess the height of it laying down like that just did not work. But I was kind of sad because I thought that would be really good. But anyway, I guess things happen for a reason. Then I found this image that I had already had. I had put some Mod Podge on it. First of all, I put it on a like a cereal box cardboard so that it would be nice and sturdy, and then I put the Mod Podge, and so it was really nice and sturdy and looked really good, I thought. And I really love that image. It's a beautiful image. And so now I am cutting this paper bag, and this paper bag, I love using paper bags for crafting, and I wanted to use a background. Also, I don't know if you could tell, but my desk is a hot mess, and I usually don't work like that. I usually clean up my desk before I start a project, but I was so excited to get started, and I just kind of, went for it and just said, you know what, I'm just going to do as far as I can with my desk being messy. So I kind of just let it go. I don't know. I think it was harder. It's definitely easier when your desk is in order, by the way. But anyway, so that did kind of interfere a little bit, but yeah. Was trying to resize it a little bit because the way that I felt like I had to cut it so that the little leaves or whatever could kind of go around the image. I felt like I needed to kind of cut it a little different. Also, I didn't like the shiny top. So that, yeah, it ended up being cut a little bit different. But I ended up using a different background anyway, so I guess it's a little bit of a mute point. So now I've fussy cut this image, and so that you can see the background a little bit better. Like I said, even though I don't actually end up using this background, I just wanted to leave that in the footage because I thought, I want to be able to talk about using gift bags like that as backgrounds. And because especially for the holidays, I feel like they have such beautiful bags. And I bought that one at the dollar store as well as the one that I ultimately end up using. I also love this ornament that I got, that it's was fairly flat, I thought. And so yeah, that's what I'm working on now. So I'm trying to, because the thing that's tricky about the bags is that they have verbiage sometimes, or something, or an image that you don't want to be able to see, and so you got to get creative with kind of layering and covering up, especially if you need to find a particular size, for example. And like I said, you want to work with the image that you have. So in this case, I was just trying to use that like wreath there. And so then I had pulled out some of that clear paper acetate, so because I'm trying to think, how am I going to put the shaker, because we're supposed to make this into a shaker. And so I was thinking, how in the world am I going to make this a shaker? And I thought maybe putting that acetate somehow would help, but I felt like it was not helpful because you don't have a lot of room in that shadow box. It's not really thick. So, you know, it was just not going to work out. So I decided to go ahead and not use that. Also, it made the look more opaque, you know, because I guess it's another layer, even though it's clear, and it just, I didn't like it. So I thought, you know, it's got the cover, so that should be good enough. And so, yeah, I went ahead and used that other one that I made because it's perfect measurements. And so I definitely didn't let that go to waste because while I was there, I thought, you know, I'm going to try to cut this a little better, even though I have a bunch of junk all over my desk. And I'm going to use that one that I had on there before to measure it a little more perfectly. So that's what I did. And then, like I said, around it, there's some image pieces that are nice, but other ones that kind of don't go with it. And so I went ahead and used the bits from the paper, from that not paper, but gift bag, and you know, just kind of cut smaller pieces to be able to kind of cover those. And I thought this one worked out because it had already you know, the kind of color, that background, it, you know, you couldn't really tell too much. Plus, once the image was on top of it, you know, it kind of really covered most of that. So then I got these Dollar Tree little lights, and I had gotten them in a couple different colors, but the only one that worked was the green. So at the end of the day, even though I would have liked probably a white light in this, they didn't have white on this particular, in this particular Dollar Tree. I don't know if they have it at all, but I used the one that worked basically. So that's why I used the green, and I think it worked out okay. I think maybe the red would have been too much red because my background was already red. I don't know if it would have darkened it a little bit more than not. So anyway, now you're seeing how I am I had made those little holes with the pokey tool on the tree, and I didn't put them right on the little image lights, but kind of around them because you don't want to necessarily cover those up. You know, you want to add them. I gotta tell you, I am very happy that Cara sent us this shadow box because if it would have been like a very heavy duty wood, it would have been harder for me to make those holes because I may have had to go get a drill, and I mean that was just gonna be too much because I don't even know where I might have a drill, and my husband keeps taking anytime I have any tools. I mean, for goodness sakes, the other day I tried to find a hammer. I could not find a hammer in my house. And my husband's a contractor, so he's always using tools, but he's always taking the ones I get for our house, so I never have any tools like that. But anyway, so yeah, it was really helpful. Now, what I'm doing here is kind of, once I've made the holes for them to be large enough and without ripping the paper, because I did end up ripping a little bit of the paper. So the way to do that was to kind of cut, once I've made the holes, kind of cut the holes a little bit by just snipping it with the scissor up, down, left, and right. And I did that with all the little holes there. And so that way they would be able to expand when I put those little lights through them. So here I am using this tape and this foam tape, and I'm doubling it up because I know that I want this to be popping out because it is a shadow box, and so I want it to be popping out, and also to adhere this background, I needed to decide how to adhere it. And I felt that the least messy and, you know, less warpy thing to use, because, you know, wet glue can warp or, you know, create bumps and lumps and things like that. So I thought, you know, let me go ahead and just use the foam tape. And I'm glad I did, because I feel like that really stuck well, and it didn't, you know, make the paper warp in an odd way on the edges or anything like that. So really that was a good way to do that. So yeah, here, like I said, I'm just showing you how I made this. And, you know, I did come across a few challenges here and there. And so I wanted, and some good tips as well. So I just wanted to, you know, share that with you guys, because since I had taken the footage on this, I thought, you know, maybe it'll be helpful. But this is what it looks like, you guys. I think it looks really cute after I've put the lights on. You know, just turn it on and off. I'm going to tape it up to the back, and so I'm going to get some of this masking tape and just kind of flatten out these wires a little bit, just so they don't stick out so much, you know, because I don't really love how that looks. Perhaps there's a way to cover that. You know, I'm sure I could have probably done something there, but, you know, it was just going to be too much. So I thought, well, this should do it. And so I'm putting tape on that little mechanism there. And as I'm doing that, I realize, okay, well, now I can't turn it on. So I have to kind of undo the top and just reinforce it on the sides again, so that it hopefully would stay. And so yeah, definitely now I can easily turn it on or off. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit out of frame here. But yeah, so this is what we got. I don't put in the shaker bits until later on, and I don't put the little believe sign. But it will be in the finished product video, which will be linked below. Be sure and give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and press the subscribe button if you would like to be a subscriber. Love you so much. Love you so much. See you in the next one. Bye now.